Please, 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 please do not disrespect your heart by hearing what it wants and then giving it the opposite. Please do not disrespect your heart and your spirit by hearing what it needs and what it wants and then giving it the opposite. To live a fulfilled life, we have to answer that way the heart is speaking to us. And maybe your heart is speaking to you saying that that person you're dating isn't right for you. But you're afraid. You're afraid to break up with them. You're afraid to have that conversation. Maybe you're afraid to be alone. Maybe you've really wanted a raise and you feel like the money you're making isn't supporting you, but you're afraid to quit that job. Or maybe you're afraid to have that conversation with the boss. Maybe you've really wanted to go on a vacation and travel, but you're afraid to do it because you don't want to spend the money or you don't want to ask for the time off. Maybe you've wanted to go to yoga, but you don't want to look silly. Please don't disrespect your heart by ignoring what it's telling you and giving it the opposite. Maybe your heart is asking you to not go out and party on Friday and Saturday and to start staying home and reading one book a week. What has your heart been asking to you? What have the whispers of your soul been silently speaking to you? Because they are speaking. And so, since we're online friends now, and we're basically, just imagine you and I are just like hanging out right now, right? And we're in my little book room, right? And I'm like, what does your heart want? What is your heart telling you that it wants? There's just me and you here. Just allow it to come up from within you. What does your heart want? Courage is when you're scared, but you say yes to those big things that are coming out from within your spirit. That's what courage is. So what is it that your heart's been talking to you about? What has your heart been like pleading to you? Because that's what it's about. What is your heart? I believe that your heart is basically, it's like the physical manifestation through which God speaks to you. It's kind of like your own like human telephone. And I believe that we're all an extension of God, and that there's a non-physical part of us, call that God, the creative force of the universe, spirit. And I believe that that higher intelligence that supports us, that wants our best good, that wants us to experience the highest quality of life, it tries to speak to us. Some people call that intuition. Well, I believe that your intuition speaks to you through your heart, and your heart is kind of like this telephone through which the universe is trying to like call to you, saying like, break up with that person, ask that person out, ask for a raise, start your own business, quit that job. It's time for you to get into better shape. It's time for you to ask for a raise. It's time for you to write that book or make that album or to move to that place that you've been wanting to move, but it's scary to move, to have that conversation you've been afraid to ask. And it's time. What is your heart saying? And here's what I invite you to do today. Take one big, bold, kind of scary leap. One big, bold, kind of scary action step towards that way your heart's been speaking to you. Have that conversation. Ask that person out. Do that thing, because guess what? You're going to die and I'm going to die. And the scariest thing is not that we're going to die. The scariest thing is that most of us haven't lived. Because we've been living from our mind. We've been doing what we think we should do rather than what we feel called to do. We ignore our calling because it's scary, it's different, it's illogical. It feels like it's like so different. But please don't disrespect your heart by hearing what it needs and ignoring it. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Make sure you download my free success hypnosis down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Pick one big way you're going to say yes to your heart today. Pick one big way you're going to say yes to your spirit today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right over there and the bell notification right over there. The bell notification is what notifies you for new videos. So just make sure you hit that, because just subscribing isn't enough. Even if you've already subscribed in the past, double check you've hit the bell notification. Comment down below, I live from my heart. Comment down below, I live from my heart. Comment down below, I live from my heart, and pick one big way you can say yes today. And remember, don't disrespect your heart by hearing what it wants and giving it the opposite.